I scoffed, standing up. I exist, okay? If I didn't exist, how could I be thinking right now? Ian asked, nearly knocking over his orange chair as he stood up too. It's just a thought, Dr. Prescott said defensively. She sat back down, and Ian and I automatically lowered ourselves into our seats too. I closed my eyes and basked in the silence. What is going on? How is it possible that I don't exist? Although Dr. Prescott usually knows what she's talking about. But still, I know that I'm real. What did that guy with the girly name say? I think, therefore I am. Just knowing that I can question my existence ensures that I exist, right? All right, let me talk to him again, I sighed, feeling a little bad for upsetting Dr. Prescott. I'll see what I think. If I can't figure out what's going on here, I'll have no choice but to bring him offline. Dr. Prescott and Ian nodded in understanding before I stood up and exited the observation room. As I entered the lab, the blue computer monitor grew brighter. Jennifer? Stephen's voice called from the screen. I sat down in the chair and noticed the faint outline of a man sitting in the blue light. I'm here, Stephen, I said. Can we talk a little more? Funny, I was about to ask you the same question. Do you have any family? I asked, remembering the family that I had programmed for him. I have a wife, Stephen replied. Her name is Melinda. What about kids? 2. They're both girls. I turned my head and realized that I was still standing outside of the small lab. I turned to the right and ran down the hall. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know where I thought I could go. I just couldn't think straight. I didn't stop running. I suppose I could have if I wanted to, but the thought of what would happen to me if I stood still for any more than a second frightened me to death. My breaths grew louder as I ran down the dull gray hallway which I had casually walked through so many times before. My head spun as I turned the corner and collided with Dr. Prescott. Jennifer! Dr. Prescott exclaimed, as the stack of papers she had been carrying dumped out of her hands and spilled all over the hallway floor. She adjusted the thick black glasses which had been knocked loose from the impact and asked, Jennifer, what's wrong? I'm so sorry, I panted heavily as Dr. Prescott held me by both of my shoulders. I knelt down to help Dr. Prescott pick up her papers, but she tightened her grip on my arms and lifted me back up. Don't worry about the papers, dear, she insisted. That's all just some dumb pioneer mumbo-jumbo. What I want to know is why you're running through the labs with such energy. I opened my mouth to answer her before I realized that I had absolutely no clue why I was running.